any unresolved problems that must be corrected before departure, which I know there are 2 that are outstanding that Gen Con still hasn't gotten to. But I need everyone to be able to check this stuff to make sure that there isn't anything outstanding that we need to get Gen Con to fix or on our end to fix. And make sure that everyone knows who to contact when something goes wrong. So I can't have Britt or Nick verify who's in here, so I'll have to do a after meeting check for that. I'm asking everyone to stay muted until unless you're asked to speak, and then leave messages in the group chat. Attendance will be recorded. All right, so one thing that I want to make sure that we get verified today is current cell phone numbers, current email address, emergency contact information when requested. There are some instances where that might be necessary, but it's not for everyone. What your transportation method is for getting to Gen Con, we want to make sure that everyone is going to be getting there and has a way to get there. Do the hotel assignments, room captain information, and in addition to the hotel assignment, we have the final event schedule. And I think there's a couple of holes that need to be filled in for schedules for events, which we'll go over that. So just a little bit about ourselves for those not been around. Cincinnati Arsenal Gaming, also known as Sanctuary at Homestead, has served the gaming and greater Cincinnati communities for more than 25 years. Since Sanctuary at Homestead is a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization since 2022. We provide holiday meals and other assistance to families in need during the 4 main holidays, teaching sustainable food and healthy cooking skills. We host community tabletop gaming programs, and we use gaming events and conventions to support charitable programs. And if you need more information, please go to www.sanctuaryathomestead.org. Our goal is to share our hobby, strengthen the gaming community, and represent Sanctuary at Homestead professionally. Everyone working under the SAW or CAG banner is expected to treat attendees, volunteers, Gen Con staff, ICC staff, vendors, and fellow GMs respectfully. Avoid political, religious, or other polarizing debates while representing SAW or CAG. Avoid jokes, comments, behavior, or clothing that could reasonably be considered offensive or discriminatory. Remember that Gen Con is a family-friendly convention, and maintain a welcoming environment for players of different backgrounds and experience levels. Want to make sure that we focus on giving attendees a positive and memorable experience. I'm just going to check here to admit more people in if need be.
I'm in now.
Okay. Our events, our games, tournaments, workshops, and learn to play events do not advertise our events as commercial demos. Do not use the D word. That will cost thousands of dollars, and I will be very upset. Gen Con does send secret shoppers, so please be mindful if you're doing learn to plays, not to call it a demo. So our program overview, we have 278 scheduled events. We have more than 2,800 expected player seats and attendee interactions. And that's just the sold tickets as of right now. We have board games and card games, Hobby Haven Explore Paint and Create event, the Emperor's Promise, Warhammer 40K events, the Warhammer The Old World, Blood Bowl, and Battletech, along with Dungeons and Dragons and other RPGs. Some of the focal points that we want to send people to are Hobby Haven. Please do not refer to Hobby Haven as Paint and Take. It's far more than just a paint and take. So if you do like to do something like the paint and take on steroids or something to that effect, but it allows people to try different paints, brushes, tools, and hobby products. Paint a provided miniature, bring their own miniature if they want to, or terrain piece. Learn painting and hobby techniques from our painters, and experience products provided by our sponsors and partners throughout the con. The Emperor's Promise is the other big thing that we have going on right now. It's another major attraction. Staff should be encouraged, should encourage attendees to visit, take photographs with it, and learn more about the project that is going with that. Chris is the lead on Emperor's Promise, and Britt is the lead on Hobby Haven if you have any additional questions. I'm just going to go through the leadership HQ and areas of responsibility real quick here. I'm president and CEO, and I am also a board member for Sanctuary Homestead. I am the Gen Con event organizer. I'm the primary contact with Gen Con. I also reach out to sponsors and vendor contacts, and I'm also the Miniature and RPGs event contact. So if you have any questions, if you're a miniatures event or an RPG event, you reach out to me. And the general escalation point. I am also a Kitsu Wrangler. Nick Hess is our vice president and is also a board member. He's also event management. So he is leading HQ at Gen Con. He's also engineering technical problem solving, gaming peripherals and equipment, and does operational support. Brett Pittman is the secretary and a board member for Sanctuary Homestead. Is also an HQ manager. She does the pre-con stuff like the scheduling, hotel assignments, pre-convention logistics, administrative coordination, and is also a Kitsu Wrangler. Those that don't know who Kitsu is my daughter, and she's about to turn 1, so fun stuff. She will be there to have fun with us for the majority of the time. Chris Blum is our treasurer and is also a board member. He's responsible for the financial oversight, custom trophies, gaming tokens, and peripherals. He's the Emperor's Promise lead, and he's also engineering and fabrication support. Our Con HQ team, Camille Guy is the HQ lead and board member, and Ashley Blum is also HQ lead and is a member of Sanctuary Homestead. Other HQ team members, Lizzie Hess, who's a board member, Cindy Chiswick, who's also a board member, Chloe Guy, and Nate Grubermeyer. I call him Nate Groovy Dude because, sometimes it's easier to remember that, and he's a pretty cool dude. Additional contacts, you have TJ Pittman is also a board member, and they take care of board game and trading card game specialist contact for board games and tradable card games. Shannon O'Neill is also a board member, and she is in charge of photography and wrangling everybody. She's also charity and public engagement support. All right. So with the HQ expectations, CAG and SAW HQ is the first point of contact for most on-site problems. HQ can assist with table assignments, scheduled questions, ticketing problems, missing materials, player disputes, safety concerns, Gen Con or ICC staff questions, emergency communication, jam check-in, and event envelopes and tracking. They're the go-to people for us. They're the brains of the operation. So please help out with that. And remember that they are also volunteers. Do not interrupt an HQ team member who is helping an attendee unless the situation is genuinely urgent. And that includes even if it's something that you're intimately familiar with. Please let them continue to have that conversation. We've had many times over the years where someone is engaging from our team with an attendee or something like that, and someone comes in and butts in to try to give them more information, and that just confuses people. So refrain from doing that. If there are things that are missed from our HQ team, you can say something afterwards, but do not say it to the attendee so that we can all do a little bit better in that, please. Only designated Sanctuary CAG representatives should communicate directly with Gen Con or ICC management regarding organizational issues. The HQ staff already knows who that is. If you are a GM, that is not you. I will tell you that right. It is not you. Do not reach out to Gen Con or the Hall HQ and stuff like that. If you are approached by Gen Con or ICC staff, respond politely, listen to the concern or instruction, direct a staff member to HQ, and notify an HQ lead immediately. For immediate safety emergency, you are allowed to contact Gen Con staff, ICC Security or Emergency Services without delay, but you need to let our HQ people know right away, okay? That's the only time is if someone's health is at risk or whatever, if there's a medical emergency or something like that, or someone's been threatened. So like, please don't be reaching out to Gen Con. I will get yelled at if you do. Attendees or GM safety problems. If an attendee becomes belligerent, threatening, or unsafe, do not argue with the person. Do not attempt to physically remove the person. Contact the HQ immediately. Contact Gen Con security or ICC with security when necessary. There was an incident of a knife a couple years ago or alcohol. The alcohol is not something you need to go to Gen Con right away. That's our HQ staff. But if there's a weapon, that's definitely something that if Gen Con is closer, get Gen Con, but our HQ is almost always going to be closer. So please make sure that's directed to the right place. Move other attendees away from the situation when it can be done safely. Document the incident after the immediate problem has been resolved. All right. Now, on to the hotel assignments and room captain responsibilities. Hotel rooms have been assigned. We have very little flexibility to make any adjustments at this point, but it does not mean that it cannot be done. We just need to talk through it if need be, and we will talk about that after the meeting if you need any adjustments. All assigned hotels are adjacent to or immediately connected with the ICC, except for one hotel that was just added in. Staff will not be staying at a remote hotel requiring a daily shuttle, so you don't have to worry about that. Check-in is Wednesday, July 29th. Checkout is Sunday, August 2nd. Plan to vacate in the morning and bring your luggage and items to our area. We will have a designated spot for your luggage, or leave it with the hotel concierge and you can pick it up afterwards. Don't want you cutting out in the middle of an event or leaving other people high and dry so that you can check out of your hotel room. So please try to plan for that. We will have plenty of space to be able to do that. And the concierge is actually pretty good at keeping stuff in one location for you to pick up from the hotel afterwards. Everyone must review their hotel room captain and roommates before leaving the meeting. Room captain responsibilities. Each room captain is responsible for knowing the hotel's address and check-in procedure, which we have. Coordinating arrival with roommates, confirming who is authorized to receive room keys, providing roommates with a current contact number, reviewing hotel rules with the room, preventing all unauthorized charges, and then confirming that the room is secure when empty, and reporting damage or maintenance problems immediately, and coordinating Sunday checkout. The other big thing is the incidentals and room charges. Room captains should contact their assigned hotel before departure and confirm what the incidental authorization requirements are, whether a debit card, credit card, or prepaid card will be accepted, the amount of the authorization hold, and whether the hold is per night or per stay, and how long the hold may remain after the checkout. Do not assume that a $300 prepaid card will satisfy every hotel's policy until you've confirmed that with the hotel. At check-in, we ask that you ask the hotel to disable or restrict room service charges, restaurant charges to the room, movie or entertainment charges, and parking charges to the room, or any other optional room charges. If you leave that open, we've had it on a couple instances where extra parking, extra restaurant stuff has been charged to the room. If you close that off, you have a better chance of that not happening to you. You do not want the $9,000 bill that we got one year for parking for a lot of people and stuff like that. So please make sure you do that. We recommend getting a Visa prepaid card that will cover the incidentals, so that if it goes over that, it doesn't pull out of your bank account and stuff like that. There are a lot of protections in credit cards and stuff like that that you can do using a credit card. So just make sure you have something that you can do for that hold, and that you protect yourself. Again, part of ours was because we used my debit card for the hold, and we got $9,000 in charges, and there was no way to dispute it. So do not use your debit card. Please follow all the hotel rules. There's the standard, do not use prohibitive hot plates, keep the hallways clear, observe quiet hours and stuff like that. Don't be the person that gets called for noise late at night and stuff like that once they have the hours. And yes, the Gen Con runs a little bit later and stuff like that, but still there's other people trying to get sleep. And I do recommend that everyone gets sleep because that's just a good thing to do. All right, transportation, parking scholarships and scooters transportation applications. So the application has closed, but if you need a space on the bus, we still have a couple of spots open, I believe. By the end of this meeting, we should have the scholarships read and ready to go. We would like for anyone that is paying for their bus to have that paid for today. And if you're waiting for the scholarship part, then, you know, you can pay or wait for after that. So the bus schedule, we're going to, it's going to arrive at the SAW office in Eastgate at 8:30 on Wednesday. It will depart about 8:50 a.m. and then it will go to the Queensgate location for storage and pick up anyone that's on the west side of town or whatever that wants to go there. And that is, it will depart no later than 10 a.m. because we want to try to get everyone in between noon and 1 o'clock. Hopefully the truck will have a dock time around that time frame to get unloaded. And those that have Wednesday night games, I want to make sure that you have access to the things that you need for Wednesday night. Okay. Expected, yes, it was for the time. The return bus departs Indianapolis at 6 p.m. on Sunday. We moved it a little bit later because trying to get you out at 4, whatever was a bit hectic. So we're doing 6 p.m. is for Sunday, which should get you into Cincinnati about 8 o'clock. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask for after the meeting. Has there been any pressing questions in the chat that we need to address now?
That it could get. The bus formula, I said, please check the link. Greg Walker wants to know where to make sure his info is updated and it's like.
Okay. We'll take care of that after the going through this, to make sure everyone gets updated on that. For the bus luggage rules, the bus does not have room for regular luggage. You may carry one small backpack, medications, medical equipment, and essential personal items. All other luggage must be placed on the SAW box truck before departure. Review the final luggage drop-off and truck pack schedule during the meeting, which is we'll go over here in just a minute. We've got the
All the assignments that.
I'm gonna show those here soon. Vehicle parking in Cincinnati is at the SAW storage, which is 911 Evans Street, and the SAW office is at 496 Old State Route 74, which this information is all on the event or the team meeting invite. So you'll be able to pull the information from there. We're not responsible for vehicles or belongings left at either of the locations. Both have cameras on the parking lot, I believe. So, and it is a commercial area for both. So, do not leave visible valuables in the vehicles. Parking in Indianapolis. Parking is the responsibility of the individual driver. Do not charge parking to the SAW hotel room. Confirm hotel parking rates directly with the hotel. Make sure that when you're talking to them that you're talking to the actual hotel and not just reservations, because the 1-800 number will often give you the wrong number because it's not set to the rate for Gen Con. Confirm whether your parking has in and out privileges and confirm confirm the checkout day cutoff. Some of them are at like 11 a.m. on Sunday. So like it's like a really bad time to have to try to get your car out of there. But just make sure you check with your hotel if you're parking there. carpool whenever practical, and split parking and fuel costs with passengers if you're doing that, if you're not riding the bus. The double exposure envoy parking is already gone. She already sold all those. In the future, if you want to get in on super cheap parking, they usually offer it to us. I put it out, but it wasn't necessarily highlighted for everyone, but we'll make sure that that's done going forward. Scholarships, that's from that we already put out. Scooter rentals. Okay, so SAW has secured a limited number of mobility scooters for staff use and for those with mobility issues. I know that we already have one person that we ordered a scooter for because they were disabled and need it, but are unable to attend Gen Con now. So we at least have one extra scooter that we can rent for $200, which it's $310 for the week normally if you rent from places at Gen Con. But if you want your scooter for you to use the entire time, it's $200. And that's even below our cost, actually. Scooters are being offered below the expected convention area rental costs. So if you need to reserve a scooter, make sure you do that before the end of the meeting, before we disconnect. We'll go over the pickup and return procedures for those who are going to use them, and then the charging expectations, because if you're using them each night, we have to send them to the room to get charged. So someone has to take them to their room to get charged. And we're trying not to get more than one per hotel room when possible, because they take up a lot of space in the hotel room. All right. Badges for GM packets, communication and phone readiness, GM packet and badge pickup. Your GM packet will include your badge, your lanyard, individual schedules, GM expectations, maps, table assignments, food and local information, ticket tracking information, and other event-specific materials. Currently planned, we will have someone outside of Hall A doors Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. because we don't get the badges until 3 p.m. is the earliest that we can possibly get them. So you won't be able to get badges before then. However, if you're helping load and stuff like that, there's wristbands and stuff. So Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. outside Hall A doors, someone will have the badges to give out. What? Chloe will be standing outside the Hall A doors. And then Thursday, July 30th, from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., we will also have Chloe out there giving out badges and stuff like that. Anyone unable to attend one of these pickup periods must make arrangements with an HQ lead through Teams. Do not wait until immediately after an event to report that you do not have your badge because you're going to need it. Teams and emergency communication. Microsoft Teams is the primary CAD communications platform during Gen Con. Bless you. Everyone must have Teams installed on their phone. You must be logged into the correct account. And I say correct account because there seems to be a lot of people who have lots of different Teams things, and make sure that that one's active for Gen Con. Enable appropriate notifications and know which Teams channel applies to the event area. Nick and Britt will set up the Teams thing today to make sure that everyone's on Teams and ready to go. And then we're going to send out a test for everyone to try and make sure that you have connectivity for that. That's also where we're going to do monitor announcements during the convention. You need to provide the current cell phone number for emergencies, which, we will be taking care of that. When signing in for a badge, each person must confirm that their cell phone number is correct at that time. So for phone charging, all events are e-ticketed. Every GM must be able to keep their phone operational. So bring a fully charged phone every day, a portable battery pack if you've got one, a charging cable, wall charger, and any necessary adapters. HQ is not a public charging station. We cannot charge everyone's phone. So please be prepared for that. I just ordered in 3 battery banks for use. But if you've got them, please make sure you use them. event location check-in and event readiness. Every GM must confirm the location of every assigned event before arriving. Possible locations include, if you're Wednesday night games, you are going to be at the Union Station. If you are a tournament, and there's only 3 of them, those are all in the Lucas Oil Stadium. Everything else is in the ICC Hall A area. Since the Arsenal Gaming it's on the map, and I'll show you the map here in just a moment. Do not assume that all events are in the same hall. The Gen Con app and the final GM schedule are controlling references for those. Before every event, the GM must report to the appropriate HQ location. HQ will confirm the correct table that you need to be at, the event start time, any schedule changes, and we'll have the ticket envelope for you to collect any tickets if you have any, or for tracking for how many people are there. Missing player or walk-up procedures, and then special instructions. So HQ will help you out with those when you check in for the morning before each event. Arrive at least 1 hour early for your first event. And that's just to make sure that, you know, you're in the right spot. And in case 2 of you show up and you're on the same table for some reason, or someone's confused, this gives us time to get that figured out. After that, you know, 30 minutes early for any events going on after that, whatever time you need to help set up your event. Allow additional walking time between the ICC and Lucas Oil Stadium or from your hotel. Make sure you have all your materials ready before the players arrive, and begin the event on time. Do not use the first 15 minutes of the scheduled event to unpack or build the game. So make sure that is ready to go and we're not wasting our players' time. GMs are responsible for anything that goes, I'm not going to go down this list here, but whatever your event needs, you're responsible for that. There have been some things that we've talked about beforehand, so I know we have a lot of that stuff for you guys, for those that have had that discussion. Just because sometimes the Wi-Fi goes out, just because you have a PDF of something, if you have the hard copy book, please make sure you have those on hand. And then any personal signage must comply with the Gen Con rules. Large advertising displays can result in substantial charges to the organization. Yeah, if you put up a banner that exceeds the height and stuff like that, it's a $10,000 charge. So just give you a heads up. And so if you don't want to spend that $10,000, don't put up anything that's overly big. Just clear it with us before. All right, Gen Con app, e-ticketing and ticket collection. On the Gen Con app, before arriving in Indianapolis, every GM must download the current Gen Con app. Make sure you check daily for updates, because they do a lot of those during the con. So you're definitely have to have your phone updated as well as the app, because if you don't have your phone updated, it will also cause issues, as TJ knows. Make sure you can log in, confirm that all of the events appear in your in the app for you. Confirm the phone camera works, and confirm the app has permission to use the camera. Complete the required e-ticketing training, and test the app before the first event. There is a really good testing thing that they have on the Gen Con app for you to scan badges and stuff like that to make sure that you know how to do that. The e-ticketing training is very good as well, and highly recommended. Yeah, sorry, skipped back. All events require tickets. Every event requires proper ticket collection, including free events. Ticket collection is equivalent to handling money for the organization. Failure to collect or record tickets can reduce SAW's event reimbursement, create audit discrepancies, result in penalties or dings, and limit the organization's ability to run future events. It is vastly important that these get reported. The scanning procedures, the GM must scan attendees as they arrive or after seating, but before beginning the event. Choose a consistent process and follow up for every session. If the scanning does not work, contact HQ immediately. Do not wait until after the event. The ticket envelope procedure, Nick has it updated for this year, which we're send that out. But basically it's, you're gonna check in with HQ, obtain the designated ticket envelope. The fields, I don't, were we gonna pre-fill those or have the GMs fill that out? Okay, so HQ will have that pre-filled for you. You're going to take the envelope with you, and then you're going to fill it out once the attendees are there and you're ready to get started. Once it's filled out, you're going to put it to your right, and someone will come by and pick that up. Record all scanned badges and physical tickets, and allow HQ to collect the envelope after the event has been underway for at least 15 minutes. We will wait until after the 15-minute mark, just in case you get any late add-ons and stuff like that. The envelope must include all the information that's on there, but since it's getting pre-filled, we don't need to go over that right now. So our HQ staff already knows that fairly well. Walk-up players. For a sold-out event, purchase ticket holders have until 15 minutes after the event start time to arrive. A walk-up may sit down and begin playing. Explain that the seat may need to be surrendered if the registered player arrives within that 15-minute period. After 15 minutes, collect the required generics or complete the walk-up transaction, where you can scan an additional ticket even if it's sold out. In that regard, because that allows those empty seats to be filled out. If you have a 6-person event and a 7th person comes up and they really want to do it and you can handle that, you're more than welcome to sell them a ticket, but you're under no obligation to do so. It's not bad form to say, sorry, you want the quality to stay at 6, in order to run the event properly. Event that is not sold out, a walk-up ticket may be sold through the app immediately, or the required generics may be collected. Generics are issued in $2 denominations. So a $10 event needs 5 $2 generic tickets. Tickets for another event, if they have like a physical ticket, if it has not already gone off, you can use those as to cover the cost of the event. So if someone comes up and says, I got a thing at 5 o'clock, but I don't want to go to that one, they can give you that ticket for however much that ticket is worth. And then if they don't have enough to cover the event, then they have to give you generics. SAW cannot provide change. So if they have a $10 thing, your event is 20 and they've got another $20 thing, so it's giving you 30 or whatever it is that, can't give change back. Just don't make change, for the love of God, don't do that. SAW staff members may participate in an event when the GM approves and space is available. Every comp seat must be reported on the ticket envelope. Comp does not mean that the player is excluded from the attendance count. They must be counted. There's actually a space on the ticket on the folder for it. So please make sure that gets in there. I just went over the extra player, make sure that the extra player will not harm the experience of the registered attendees. The GM has the materials necessary if you have additional players beyond what your max is. Okay. Storage load-in, setup, and Sunday pack-out storage. Personal belongings may not be stored at the HQ table, behind HQ, or in game storage boxes, in walkways, or in staff work areas. The primary exception is necessary equipment belonging to HQ staff. A small amount of GM storage may be available in the prow of the Emperor's Promise, and space may be limited and offered on a first come, first serve basis. Anything left in an unauthorized area may be moved. Only assigned HQ staff should sit or stand inside the HQ work area. So please, for the love of God, don't just come. As much as we all love you all, we just can't have everyone going behind the HQ and sitting down and chatting and stuff like that. So, and keep in mind that when people are there at HQ, they are working and people will come up. So having a conversation with you and then having an attendee come up, it gets hard to do that. So please keep that at a minimum for when you're doing that. You can store things, make sure you ask HQ under any of the event tables, as long as it doesn't prohibit stuff in the events running at those tables. We are not responsible for anything that gets lost or stolen by doing that. to that effect. We haven't had much loss over the years for that, but that doesn't mean that it's absolutely safe. All right, truck pack. All right, so we are going to be getting the truck Tuesday at what time, Nick?
One,
All right. So Nick's gonna pick up the truck about 1, head over to the office where pack the stuff in from the office and then head over to storage. That's not, there's not an exact science there, but I would say probably 2:30, 3 o'clock leaving from the office at the absolute latest. Takes about 45 minutes to get to storage, and then we are going to pack the truck from there. And then that will stay there overnight. So if you are able to help out with loading the truck, we need 4 people that are, are able to move big things and help pack that truck. Please see Nick or I after the meeting if you would like to do that. All of anything that you need to go on the truck that you don't have room for in your car, or if you're riding the bus, make sure you bring it to us on Tuesday. That includes any luggage that you need carried. So if you don't have enough room in your car and you want luggage to go on the truck, we need to have that as soon as possible. We would prefer to have it done at the office. Have the luggage dropped off at the office so that by the time we're at storage, we know what the space is that we need for that. If you need to bring it to storage, that's fine. I just would rather most people drop it off at the office. And I know we have some people that are on the west side, so like it's easier for them to go to storage, and that's fine as long as it's just a couple of them. Wednesday setup. Setup volunteers are limited by available access credentials, which is the wristband. Only volunteer for Wednesday setup if you're not scheduled to run a Wednesday evening event. I want to make sure that those that are running the Wednesday night event are able to get access to all of your stuff. So make sure you have plans for that to be set to the side to be taken care of. So if it's at the back of the truck, so we can get that out first and then out to you guys if it's going on the truck. And then basically, if you do you're going to get the wristband. We're going to unload the truck from the dock and then it'll allow you into the hall in order to get there. And then we're going to start staging equipment in the areas that they need to go to, and then start doing table setup, display assemblies, and empty container storages. And you need to be safe around the carts, pallets, and heavy equipment because Gen Con will be obviously setting up and stuff like that. So. On Sunday, all available GMs are expected to assist with Sunday pack out. After completing your final Sunday event, report to HQ, ask for an assignment. Do not leave without checking whether help is needed. If you're unable to help, just let us know. But definitely get in there and see if you can help out where help is needed. Keep game components together, follow packing labels and container assignments. Do not place loose items into random bins, and report damaged or missing equipment immediately. Bus riders must be ready for the scheduled 6 p.m. Sunday departure. Ideally, we'd like to have everything out of the hall by 4. That's not always the case, but that's what we're going to shoot for. And we've made significant strides on how things are getting packed now. So like we have a lot of the bins, and there should be very little, if any, loose things so that we can pack the truck quicker as well, or at least pack the dock while we wait for the truck to get there because ferns suck sometimes. Meals, breaks, water, and personal preparation. So meals and breaks. Meal periods are not automatically scheduled. Each person is responsible for reviewing their schedule and planning. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, medication breaks, rest period, travel time, and time to use the restroom. Anyone running back-to-back events should speak with HQ in advance. When staffing permits, a runner will be able to bring you food or drink. You will still need to pay for that. So whether you have cash or you want to send your card with the runner so that they can go get your food, then that's what we do. Hi, Chloe. How you doing? Yeah. ICC's cashless now. Okay, so yay. Um, food deliveries, you can get food delivered. They actually can't stop you anymore, and they even say that it's a thing that you can do. They just can't do mass amounts of food or something like that. We've got that covered. I've already talked to ICC for the food and stuff like that for our special meals that we have for everyone. But if you get a DoorDash thing in, make sure you set the pen exactly where you want and make sure that it's in an area that's easy for the DoorDash person to drop off. You will need to go out to the road. Do not have them come in, because if you do, it's very likely you're not going to get your food. So make sure you make arrangements to go out to the road to do that. Also keep in mind that if you're using your DoorDash app and you ask Chloe to go get it, Chloe's not going to have the app to have the communication with the DoorDash person. So that's something that you should arrange for yourself. Anyone bringing food should have a safe plan for refrigeration, ice replacement, ice packs, cooler storage, preventing leaks, disposing of trash, and following the current Gen Con and ICC food policies. We will have a limited amount of snacks at the HQ area. So if you need something to snack on, we've got sweet and salty, savory snacks. We got like Snickers bars, Slim Jims, different power bars, cookies, stuff like that. And I did try to take into account as many of the allergies and stuff like that. So Camille got some nut-free stuff and some gluten-free stuff for Lizzie. And so if there are any other allergy issues that I need to know about, I think we've got you covered, but just let us know. We got that. Just because it has just now become an issue on the Fans of Gen Con page, clothing and footwear. You will be walking long distances, so bring comfortable broken shoes, a backup pair of shoes, because that has happened where shoes have just died and had to go to Walmart to buy new shoes. So bring a second pair. It's important. Bring extra socks because it gets warm sometimes. Weather appropriate clothing. It does get cold in the convention, so maybe a little hoodie or something like that, or maybe an Antarctic coat if you're Camille, whatever. And then your personal hygiene supplies, please make sure that you're using those. Clothing should be clean, appropriate, and reasonably professional. We do have CAG shirts for you to be able to purchase for $10 while supplies last, or if you sign up as a volunteer or member, you get shirts with those. No offensive clothing is permitted while representing Sanctuary Homestead or CAG. Friday is the requested CAG shirt day because Friday is when we're going to do the photography from at about 5:50 p.m. and then at 6 p.m. Hey, Camille, so at 6 p.m. is going to be the dinner where food's going to be available for everyone to be able to eat at 6 p.m. Okay. Players and scheduled events come first, so step away for the photography only when it can be done without disruption in an event. That would be a good time to send, have a bio break for people to go to the bathroom and stuff like that.
Will shirts be able to be purchased after this or is it different?
The shirts are currently in the office, so you can purchase them online on our store and then pick them up at the convention.
Thank you.
Let's see. Cosplay. Saturday is traditionally the major cosplay day. That doesn't mean that we do cosplay, but absolutely everyone can do cosplay. But the reason why it's the cosplay day is because they have a big parade that goes through the convention that is absolutely cool and full of lots of cosplay. That's at 4 o'clock, I believe. So expect a big disruption of your events at 4 o'clock during that time frame. On Saturday. So it's a big to do. You can't miss it. And some of your attendees might want to step to the side to do that. So again, that might be a quick bio break, or you're like, I'm going to continue playing, whatever, see what's going on with that. Okay. Cosplay is welcome, but it must be appropriate for a family convention. Allow the person to safely perform their assigned duties, comply with Gen Con rules, reflect positively on the organization. So one of the things I don't want to see, because there was a conversation on the fans of Gen Con, someone did a cosplay where they could barely move their arms, but they were the GM, so they were knocking things over as they were trying to game and stuff like that. So be reasonable about what you're going to cosplay if you're running an event in the outfit and stuff like that. So just be mindful of that. Sponsor recognition, recruitment, and public engagement. Staff should be familiar with SAW sponsors and Hobby Haven partners. If not, please make sure you do so. Thank sponsors when appropriate and direct attendees to their booths or displays when confirmed. Do not promise discounts, samples, or services on behalf of a sponsor unless specifically authorized to do so. And that's very, very limited and extremely rare. We will have a map to all of our sponsors or things that are that match up with some of the events that we're running. So if you run Dungeons and Dragons, we have a pen for Wizards of the Coast where they can go buy D&D supplies or something like that. Games Workshop, any of the paints and brushes and equipment that we have for different things, we have a map with that. So you will have access to that. Promoting SAW programs during appropriate conversations, promote Hobby Haven, the Emperor's Promise, the SAW community gaming programs, Hobby Hope Boxes, Sustainable Food Project classes, volunteer opportunities, membership opportunities, and CAG Bash 20, plus future convention events. Now, do not try to go through all of that for each person. Try to, if you're having this conversation with someone and they're asking about stuff, be specific about what they're asking about, but don't try to over inundate them with whatever, and don't try to make stuff up. If you don't know what it is, don't talk about it. Just like try to direct them to HQ for more information if they want to do that. Recruiting future GMs. We all need more GMs. The more GMs we have, the more stuff we can do. Encourage satisfied players to return for additional SAW events, either this year or next. Follow the SAW online, social media and stuff. Ask them about volunteering locally or apply to do GM at future conventions with us. Anyone interested in becoming a future GM should be directed to SAW leadership or the appropriate event area lead. We also have a thing on the Sanctuary Homestead website where people can sign up for that, which we will also have Gen Con 2027 signups. So by the end of Gen Con, you'll be able to sign up to come back next year if you're looking to return. Okay, so that's just my instructions. I'll make sure that we got that. Just want to say thank you to everyone for volunteering your time in representing Sanctuary Homestead and Cincinnati Arsenal Gaming. Our players may only interact with us for a few hours, but those few hours become one of the strongest memories from Gen Con. Be prepared to be welcoming and support one another and ask HQ for help before a small problem becomes a large one. And let's make Gen Con 2026 organized, safe, and successful and fun. All right, so I'll go through some of the displays for things like what our layout looks like this year. I don't know if this is
Not sharing.
it's not showing that one.
You're gonna have to unshare. I'm just sharing the web page, not the screen.
All right, so hopefully this works. All right, so this is our layout for this year. The table layout with the numbers and stuff like that will be provided before Gen Con or in the GM packet. Our Hobby Haven are on these two tables right here. Our HQ is here. Our D&D and 40K major events are on these tables. And then card games and board games are on here, on these two skinny ones. And then these are mostly RPGs with some board games. This is the Emperor's Promise right here. And then this is where Play a Game, Win a Mech is currently. And then the stadium is for the tournaments and, that's three of us already know what those are and stuff like that, so. The actual layout for the HQ area also has the Hobby Haven layout in there as well. But we don't have that reflected on here, which we will try and get that in there. So when we have the GM packets, we will have that there, and it will also be at HQ. Just to give a quick overview of the hotels. We are pretty spread out this year. So this is Gen Con here in the center. And then we've got the Fairfield Inn, the JW Marriott, the Marriott Downtown, the Westin, Hyatt Place. So the Grand Hall Union Station, that'll be Wednesday night games. The block party for Gen Con, so that's where all the food trucks and stuff like that are. Lucas Oil Stadium, that's where all the tournaments are. And then CAG Hall A, we are in the back corner right there. So I think the next thing I do is go to the hotel, if I can get to it. All right. So hotel rooms. This has the hotel that we're staying in. The first person is the room captain. If they're in purple, they're not necessarily listed or they're going to be there. So. Trying to get it to open up and only show the actual area, but it's showing this up here as well. I was trying to get it to where we can see all the hotel rooms at once, but.
Beneath the share button, there's a little arrow. I think that would get rid of the bar. What else?
That's full screen.
That's awesome.
So these are the main rooms. I'm gonna just go down to the one lone room that's down here. So Brandy, Chris Sharp, Charles Baker, and Charles, I don't have the other person that you have listed there, but we'll get that in there. But you guys are at the Hyatt place. I'm just gonna jump back real quick. So you can see where the Hyatt is, and that's the one that's right here. So that one's 3 blocks away from Gen Con. That's the only one that's not adjacent to the convention center, unfortunately. That one. Okay. All right. So to the other hotel rooms, and again, we will go over the hotel rooms with everyone, and you will get that in your packet, and we can talk about each captain will get an email with your roommates and stuff like that, so that you guys can see each other and share phone numbers and stuff. Does anybody have any questions about any of the things here?
What is the arrival time for room captains? When do you need us there?
I think anytime Wednesday, I think even up to like 10 o'clock, if you're going to be any later than 9, please let them know, let the hotel know. And if you have other people that are coming for the room, then we have to make arrangements to get the keys for those. I can check into any hotel room, but I need to make sure that we be careful about that because of the amount of incidentals that I have to put on hold for that.
Ideally.
Yeah, between 3 and 6 would be good. I think the majority of the Wednesday people, no, you guys are all together, so you guys will be able to get that taken care of. Josh. Nate, you were at first, but it is not. Oh, yes, bring your CPAPs. If you have CPAPs, please bring your CPAPs. People will be very appreciative of that. Yeah. yeah, if you're on the bus, you can bring your CPAP machine with you and stuff like that, so it shouldn't be an issue. Anyone have any other questions about the hotel rooms or assignments? Questions or concerns?
So the Fairfield, is that connected to the Marriott?
So the Fairfield Inn and Suites is the one that's connected to the JW Marriott, so it goes directly into has the skywalk and stuff like that.
Gotta see that.
The Fairfield Inn has a free breakfast. The Marriott downtown has free breakfast. I have not seen if the Westin or, okay, so the Westin has a breakfast buffet that you have to pay for. And I don't know about the Hyatt, so, definitely check with those things. If that's a thing that's of importance to you for breakfast, definitely check into that. We will have breakfast one day, which is just basically going to be a bunch of donuts from a really good donut place. We will provide, dinner on Friday night, which is, what's the name of the pizza place that we usually get from? Giordano's. We'll get some pizza from there. And then, there will be like on Wednesday, we probably, so that we don't have to stop from setting up. There'll be those that are helping set up, be like a little something to help tide over. Oh yeah, the breakfast at the food trucks is also available and stuff like that. So there's plenty of places to eat to get breakfast. And again, you can DoorDash in breakfast items as well. The ICC outside of Hall D, I think, actually had some pretty decent breakfast sandwiches. And they weren't overly expensive, so. Let's see, we got that, and what was the other thing I needed to share? I think that was it. So if anyone has any specific questions about schedules and stuff like that, it actually, if everyone could go ahead and open up their Gen Con app and look at their schedule and make sure that you are added, that like you actually have a schedule on there. I know that there are people for Hobby Haven that needs to be added as a GM to Hobby Haven. And we need people added to the Emperor's Promise to make sure that everyone can scan there. The tournaments are already good, I think, but I think I'm gonna add you, Nick, I'm gonna add you to the 40K tournament as well, so we can all scan. Hobby Haven, okay. Yeah,
Only ones.
so we will get that,
I will get
and that, so if you see that you're not on one of, if you're missing a session on your thing, let me know, make sure that we get you in as a GM.
Even, I know you're not in, none of you are in.
Hobby Haven will be added today. Nick Hess.
Is that my schedule? Will that be under my schedule?
Yes.
Make sure you do the accept terms and conditions for this year too. Log in Gen Con.
Yeah.
Web page or app.
Everyone should log in and then make sure you can log in, make your terms and conditions, update your apps. Sean, water donations.
Water donation.
Donated pieces of water.
Yeah, if you also want to donate some water or snacks, we will have some water and snacks on hand, like I said before, but you're welcome to donate anything that would be helpful for the group as well, so.
Bus roster.
Oh, the bus roster. We'll take care of that after the meeting. If there's anyone online that needs direction on the bus, we'll take care of that as well. Oh, one other fun thing that I get to share with you guys, something that we're going to try to be pushing pretty heavily at. Yes. Something that we want to make sure that we are covering and letting people know about it. Aha, okay, so. You guys are among some of the few people that get to see this first. But this is our CAG Bash 20 banner, which will be at Camp Friedlander at the first weekend of March. So it'll be the week after CincyCon. Yes, we are going to CincyCon, but we are moving CAG Bash to Friedlander because it's going to be really, really big. We're going for about 128 players, so we will have this poster on hand. And then the week after, if you're from Cincinnati and can help distribute posters to game stores, that would be greatly appreciative. So, yeah, so here's our banner. And if anyone asked, this is not AI at all. This is actually made by Derek Stevens. He made this art for us, so. Oh, yes, people in here to see, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Yeah, this is gonna be a really fun time. We're gonna have some cabins and some hotels, and we're gonna be serving food all weekend long. It's gonna be pretty awesome stuff. It's gonna be a great event. Why not just start your own con? Because that is a pain in the ass, that's
We
what.
tried that.
Dan Malott, do you not, is that a sarcastic question about what the Gen Con app is, or? What's that?
Oh, we put it on tablet. I usually have the tablet at home.
Ah, okay.
Scan up on that, should be why.
Okay,
So
so,
you're not gonna have it. Wait, so we are gonna.
okay, so. Yeah, so we're, yeah, Dan, we'll make sure that we, when you come in on Wednesday, we'll get you set up, make sure everything's good. Yeah, phone app, that is correct. Chuck, I will talk to you, afterwards, about the stuff for that, because, yeah, we'll go over whatever we need from that. I'll give you a call after the meeting. We get a good contact number for receiving wristbands to set up on Wednesday. Yes. So Britt is going to come over and get the master sheet set up to confirm numbers and stuff like that. Probably can message you to keep numbers private and stuff. Or, yeah,
Drop my email chat, tell them, you know, the contact info. I can- they can do it for me.
so,
But I'll put my email in the chat, email me their contact information. And if they're willing to, once we set up, we will need to confirm if everyone that signs up will have a band.
Okay.
Because bands will.
okay, so which email do you want it to go to? Okay.
I don't have to.
How do you not have, anyway, so you're gonna be sending, if you can send your most up-to-date, contact info, to sanctuary@homestead@gmail, Nick just dropped it into the chat. And then we will disseminate tonight with the hotel rooms and make sure that each hotel room gets its own, contact information that will go out to only the people in that hotel room, okay? Too late to revise my list. I've heavily modified my game, so I won't need as much. I did this to lighten the load on you and what I would need to switch out during the game to reduce mid-game setup and make more time. I thought I had sent you a revised list request a few members. It doesn't matter. As far as what you've revised for your list, I'm bringing everything. It was already packed and ready to go. So that's fine. You use what you need, for that. It was, Nicholas Trunlon was looking for, he's running some 40K RPG stuff and using a lot of miniatures and stuff like that. So, he's just, he's trying to reduce the load and stuff, so. Let's see, anything else? Any questions, concerns?
Is there for the Hobby Haven like schedule yet?
I'll be able to stay after.
Yeah, Hobby Haven stay after, and Brett will go over that with you. We do have a schedule, so One of the issues that we've been having with the Hobby Haven schedule is we've got a lot of people saying, hey, I can only do this one or two things. And then we've got almost everybody else going on for you whenever and whatever. So then like trying to pin down that actual schedule until we get things sorted has been a little difficult, but it's down to like just needing a couple spots to confirm stuff there. If there are, if you want to do an event or something like that at Gen Con, please let us know like in advance, like when things go live and you're like looking for an event that you want to run, let us know so that we can work that into the schedule. So for next year, what's going to happen is we're going to set schedules based off of this is what Hobby Haven needs are, and then you're going to select the things, but those are going to need to be done like way ahead of before now. So that way, you know, the schedules can be locked in a little bit easier. And that way, if you have events or timeframes that you want to go do something in the evening or in the morning or afternoon or something like that, you can schedule that out. So keep that in mind this year when you're doing stuff. That will also go for when we are having you do VGs and stuff like that next year. We will have timeframes for you to choose from so that we can make sure that our tables are covered correctly during the entire time. The other thing I wanted to make everyone aware of is next year's Gen Con is going to be completely different. So they informed us that halls A, B, C, and D are being turned into exhibit hall. So they will have one gaming hall, and I think it was E. And that's all they're gonna have in the ICC. Everything else is being pushed out to the hotels and stuff. There's a new hotel that got built with like 100,000 square feet for stuff or whatever. So we will not be in the ICC next year for sure. So it's just a matter of where we go. We have a couple of options. I'm not going to go over all those options right now, but if you are interested in seeing where some of the locations that they're asking us to take a look at, talk to me on Wednesday or Thursday, and I'll tell you where you can go and look at those things, because that's something that as the HQ and stuff like that, we have to go and look to see if that's something that we want to do. They have offered us our own ballroom, but when we do that, the problem is we have no foot traffic. So any of our games that rely on foot traffic, it's kind of like, so if you have any interest in that, then please see me about that. So, any other questions?
So, when is the best time for us to drop off our luggage? Can we do that on Monday at the office?
So I think Tuesday, we're gonna have you guys do.
Monday.
Tuesday is when we're packing the truck at the office. So during that time frame, I was gonna have you guys pick up some stuff from there, if that's okay. So Monday is when you want to hang out at the office as well? Okay, so what time frame do you want to do that? Just a 2-hour window, kind of something.
Because I'd like to be able to drop it off after work, like sometime in the evening.
What time frame is
Yeah,
that?
We literally have the whole day.
6 to 8?
6 to 8. 6 to 8.
All right, you can drop off luggage at the office from 6 to 8 on Monday. We'll have a window of opportunity on Tuesday when we're packing the office that you can drop off. But we don't have a tight time frame for that because, you know, sometimes Nick can get out of with the truck in less than 10 minutes, and sometimes it's an hour and a half, depending on if they have to find a truck or something. So that should be good. So 6 to 8 Monday, at the office. If you need an address, just message and we'll get that to you.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments, concerns?
This is Eric on Cali. I had a question.
Uh-huh.
Since they're not doing the balloons this year because of latex allergies, could we grab that spot?
That is not something that we would ever be able to ask. especially this late in the game, and because they're not doing that, that I'm certain that they have filled that already.
No, I mean for next year.
I doubt that they would put us in that area.
Okay.
I know that they won't. But yeah, it's, they have very specific areas in which they expect us to choose to go to, or we could actually get pushed out to like 4 blocks away, and I'm not wanting to do that, so. Gen Con is getting a little weird on their, the places that they're using and how they're using it. Right. All right, I think this will be good for wrap up. Chuck, I'll give you a call here in just a minute. And then Britt, did you want to talk to people on here or? All right, so if you're Hobby Haven or need to do any other work with Britt will come and take my spot. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys at Gen Con. What's that? Just realized that there's another guy named Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck B as well, because I was taking attendance and doing first and last initial, and then hit the second Chuck B and went,
Oh, yeah.
So your check wrote into me, got the dot on my list, because I wasn't even trying. If you are not Hobby Haven, feel free to go ahead and drop unless you need something else, and if you do need something else, ping me, and I will get that answered really quick.
We're gonna get that worked out, and then you're gonna. We'll also send it to your email to say that.
I'm just real quick. Saying this to my. I gotta look at
Chuck is doing Hobby Haven with me. Tim is in Hobby, Dan, Callie. Okay, so everyone left is now Hobby Haven. I have a couple Hobby Havens here as well. Please do. I'm gonna share the screen still so everyone can see the schedule. So fair warning, there are some gaps. Fair warning, your schedule's changing. You're gonna go from board games all day Saturday to board games all day Thursday. I need you on Saturday. Okay. So my Thursday schedule is gonna change just a little bit still. So this schedule was really difficult to make, guys. So if there is a conflict, I need to know ASAP.
Were some of do you have some of my games that are scheduled for hours changing as well? Or they should be, so that ones I have planned should be my games.
Should not be changing.
I'll double check though, in case there is a again, or like a conflict.
Here's the forward point list of like, this is spot 1, this is spot 2. Like, so it's just like you're telling me it's that information.
So ignore the black here because yours is changing. I just haven't gotten the actual times in just yet, okay?
Okay. I start.
So I am,
That's something.
some only working with Hobby Haven.
So you're doing a bunch of board games.
Yeah, I know.
So I often go.
So third,
Share the one I started.
this is probably gonna change a little bit for you as well. You guys will have some time off in